Assalamu alaikum. My name is Jahanzaib Najam. I am from Karachi, born and raised here in Pakistan. A friend of mine at work introduced me to Brother Shaikh. This was about 8 years ago, almost. But at first I didn't believe or agree with anything what Nasir was saying, the friend who introduced me to Brother Shaikh. And I didn't agree to anything that Brother Shaikh was saying. And this went on for about 6 years. And during this time, me and a friend of mine, Ali Taj, we were both introduced at the same time to Brother Shaikh. He believed the ayahs. He changed himself, Ali Taj, right away. And so me and Ali Taj, we kind of drifted apart. And so these 6 years, I had a couple of lectures. Well, more than a couple. I have about 10 to 15 lectures of Shaikh Saab. I did keep using them. The information that I was getting from the lectures, I was using it to feed my ego, to just to gain knowledge, basically. That's it. The information that I was getting, I was doing nothing for my personality. I didn't apply any of the ayahs on my life, but the information that I was getting was overwhelming. I even named my son after getting impressed from one of the lectures of Shaikh Saab, named What Al-Qur'an Says About Jesus, Isa, peace be upon him. But that's it. Nothing in my life other than that. My personality didn't change at all. Then there came a time on me where I was in serious depression. I was so depressed that I stopped working. I cut off myself from my family. I wasn't doing anything in life. And to the extent where I started getting suicidal thoughts. I never tried to take my own life, but there was times where I would feel that Allah should just end my life now in an accident or car crash or something. But I just didn't want to carry on. During this depressive phase, I met Ali Taj, and he suggested that I should watch the lectures again. This time, before playing the lecture, I knew whatever I was going to get from and I didn't even remember anything that I've already seen. So the lectures that I had were basically new for me because I didn't remember anything. So this time when I played the lecture, they went straight to my heart. The ayahs started affecting me straight away, and slowly and gradually I started implementing those ayahs. And I think in a month I watched everything there is of Shaikh Saab, and decisions started following. I even changed my profession. Everything around me, about me, started changing based on the ayahs that I was getting through Brother Sheikh's lecture. This got to Ali Taj, who suggested that I should once try to fix an appointment and meet Shaikh Saab and tell him what is going on with me and how I'm changing myself based on his work. Well, I thought, why would he want to see me? Because the image I have of Islamic scholars were, why would he want to see me? He doesn't even know me. But I called that number, and the answer I got was that they will call me back. But I thought this is never going to happen. They're not going to call me back, but they did. Right after 5 minutes, I got a call, and they said I should come back, as in I should come and see him tomorrow, the next day at 11. When I got there, I thought it was going to be a very quick session, 15 minutes. He would just see me and I'll be out. But as soon as I sat there, he said I could sit there for about 1 p.m. And this was because I had a whole whole bunch of questions that I wanted to ask him based on his lectures and whatever Qur'an I read. Well, we ended up sitting till about 7 because his 1 o'clock appointment never showed up. So that was good. I spent the whole day with him, and he's an amazing guy. He just puts the Quran right in your hand and you read the Quran. So he introduces you to Allah through His word. So he doesn't really he doesn't pour any his ideas in your head. He just puts the Quran in your head. You decide, you analyze, and then you take the decision based on the ayahs. Well, of course, my wife also saw all the changes that I was going through. So she also saw a lot of lectures. She wanted to see him too. So then we took another appointment, which was of us. So she took her questions. We both went there. We ended up spending the whole day with him, and she also started changing, basing all her life and decisions and the way she treats her parents and me and everybody else based on the ayahs. And the effect starts it started rippling down. My parents started to, feel the changes. Her parents started to feel the changes. So everybody around us, really, we are a different couple now as what we were before the ayahs, and that's all because the motivation, the inspiration, all comes from Shaikh Sahib. Whenever you're seeing him, whenever you meet him, all he does is guide you through the book. He is all about the Qur'an. He's all about the messengers and the prophets, and how the accountability factor basically is in me. I would say that, at least about myself, that accountability in me is the motivation, the inspiration is all through Brother Shaykh. Over here, I'd like to just share another very personal incident. That during my depression phase, I got to a point where, as I told you, suicidal thoughts. Didn't want to live anymore. But that was a very negative, wrapped up by the devil kind of feelings. But after getting enlightened and the ayahs started touching my soul, my heart, even just very recently, my thoughts now are the same, where I wish that Allah ends my life, but this time it's not because of a very negative or depressive feeling. It's a very happy, peaceful feeling that I really feel connected to Allah, His book. My schedule, my thoughts, my prayers, my everything now is for Allah, and I really, from deep inside my heart, thank Allah and Brother Shaykh and his life. He has dedicated his life. So whatever information, the ayahs, the motivation I have, I know, is from Brother Shaykh. And now this feeling of me ending this prayer of Allah to Allah, that He should end my life now, is because I don't want the shaitan to take me back to where I was. And I really appreciate what Shaikh Sahib has done for me and my family. His private consolations, he's just a I don't know, I don't have a word for him, but I could say he's a master of all trades. He bases himself on the Qur'an, the messengers and the Prophet. Through them, Allah has told us how to live our life, all aspects of life, and that's what Shaikh Sahib has based himself on. So you could see the practical implementation of the Qur'an, the ayahs. It becomes easy for you to follow. He's a role model. He's right there, leading from the front, always on his toes, making sure he propagates the message of Allah. And I'm a example for everybody. He doesn't know me. He doesn't get anything from me. All his association with me and all his efforts towards me is only because he wants to propagate the message. He wants to bring people to Allah. He wants the people to follow not him but the messengers. And I am a proof of his attitude, his approach towards the book of Allah and towards the work of Allah. Thank you, Shaikh Sahib. Thank you so much. You've really touched me, turned me inside out. And thank you so much. May Allah reward you and all of us and have mercy on us. Thank you so much. All you have to offer is the book of Allah, and I really love you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum.